how TikTok became the fastest growing and richest social media platform. 2016 was a monumental year. The first generation of children to grow up entirely in the digital era had just come of age. However, Facebook, the most popular social media platform at the time, was dominated by millennials. Then, something incredible happened. TikTok was born. While TikTok wasn't an immediate hit, it started to gain traction in 2017, and by 2018, it had become the most downloaded app in the US, ahead of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Today, TikTok is available in over 140 countries and has been downloaded over 3 billion times and has over 1 billion active users monthly. But how did it get there? In this video, we take a deep dive into the secrets to TikTok's success, from its humble beginnings to the global phenomenon it is today. Like, subscribe, and let's get started. Now, it's impossible to talk about TikTok without mentioning two key predecessors, Vine and Musical.ly. That's because short-form video content didn't actually start with TikTok. In fact, it existed way before TikTok hit the market. Enter Vine. Vine, an app similar to TikTok, introduced and popularized short-form videos in 2013. Basically, it allowed users to create and edit video 7-second clips that looped continuously and then share them on the Vine network or even other social media platforms like Twitter. As you can imagine, Vine was a huge hit with young users. Unfortunately, the platform closed down a few days shy of its 4th anniversary due to a lack of advertising money and competition from other platforms like Instagram. But one thing was for sure. People loved short-form video content. A year after Vine's launch, Musical.ly debuted. The free app was no doubt an upgrade from Vine, with the users being able to create and share lip-synced videos with actual music. And it was a success from the get-go. The social media platform, headquartered in Shanghai, China, but with offices in California, was instantly popular with American teenagers, amassing millions of users in just its first year. In fact, by July 2015, Musical.ly had such a huge following that it had surpassed Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram in the iOS popularity list. So, when TikTok was launched in September 2017 as a global version of China's Douyin, many teenagers in America and Europe who had called themselves musers were already hooked to Musical.ly. And the initial success that ByteDance expected didn't happen. Remember, Douyin was massively successful in China, having amassed over 100 million users in its first year. 3 months later, ByteDance acquired Musical.ly for almost $1 billion. For a while, the two apps operated separately. However, in 2018, they merged into one, retaining the name TikTok. This meant that the tens of millions of Musical.ly user accounts were now TikTok users. This was the first move that really propelled TikTok to the global stage, competing with the likes of Facebook and Instagram. However, it was also only one of the several things that made TikTok the fastest growing social media platform today. So let's look at other reasons behind TikTok's success, beyond the initial success. The biggest of which is the carefully curated For You page. All things considered, TikTok's For You page, or simply FYP, is perhaps the app's biggest selling point. If you're new to TikTok, FYP is the first page you see when you open the app. The page is different for every user, as the app's algorithm personalizes content shown based on your interests. Remember all the questions you answered when you were signing up, as well as past interactions. The point is to give you what you want to see so that you stick around for longer. This personalization has led to the binge scrolling phenomenon, where you scroll your FYP page for hours without thinking or being aware of how much time you've spent looking at your screen. Despite being a global app, TikTok has a way of making content feel local and even more relevant. One reason Douyin, TikTok's Chinese version, became so popular in China is because it tapped into what the local demographic wanted. Even today, the app's content is tailored to the Chinese market. But TikTok is an international app, and ByteDance had to figure out how to make it appealing to all the global markets it was targeting. And it did, through a well-crafted localization strategy. The TikTok algorithm understands the local and regional dynamics, including culture and preferences, and use these insights to recommend content that local users can relate to. This factor alone helped TikTok expand rapidly. On top of this, TikTok has the tools to make creative videos within the app. If anyone tells you TikTok is super hard to understand, they're probably in their late 30s or 40s. For the majority of TikTok users who are under 25 years old, the app is super easy to use. ByteDance's ability to make the app's video creation and editing tools easier for everyone has been a huge factor in its success. Virtually anyone can create a decent, even impressive video on TikTok in just a few minutes. These templates, tools, filters, and effects are plenty, which means users can create, edit, and even share their video without leaving the app, which kind of makes TikTok an all-inclusive platform. This has allowed creators to be as creative as they want when expressing themselves and connecting with others. And with fresh content every minute, there's no shortage of entertainment on your FYP. This brings us to the next secret, which is viral content and trends. Aside from showing you content tailored to your interests, the TikTok algorithm is also designed to promote the most popular content to a larger user base. Basically, someone starts using a sound or hashtag and it becomes popular, so other people use it for their own videos too. The more the sound is used, the more TikTok promotes it, and it goes viral. So even more, creators hop on the trend to push their content to a bigger audience. This explains why you've been seeing similar content on your FYP lately. Every few weeks, a new viral trend comes up, and hundreds or thousands of creators make videos about it. This not only encourages users to create, but also to consume content, which increases the overall time spent on the app. For the app owner ByteDance, this means more ad revenue and relevance. And with the platform promoting viral content, it's easier for someone to become famous overnight. If you want to become famous, TikTok is probably your best bet. You only need to post entertaining content often, and before you know it, you'll be featured on the For You page. This is a lot easier as compared to, say, Instagram. In fact, lots of TikTok influencers have gained fame from one viral post. In a saturated digital world, where it's become harder and harder to become famous, TikTok stands out as the go-to platform for the younger generation to become famous, which just adds to its popularity. Now, while TikTok has done a great job of making the app self-sufficient, they also know that the average social media user uses multiple platforms. Instead of fighting this by restricting users to just TikTok, the platform actually made it easier for users to share their content on other apps as well, especially Instagram. So users could just create one video on TikTok and share it across multiple accounts instead of creating different videos for each social media page. This is why you tend to see a lot of TikToks on your Instagram. This integration actually helped TikTok amass an even bigger user base. But TikTok hasn't stopped at all this. It knows that to stay relevant, it has to do better than its predecessors and competitors. Remember why Vine failed? Aside from facing tough competition from other platforms, it couldn't figure out how to make money and help its creators make money. And in an age where content creation is a career, monetization is one of the biggest motivations for new content generation and a platform's long-term survival. For this, TikTok has come up with some pretty creative features. Aside from traditional advertising that you can find on most other social media platforms, users can receive gifts during their live streams, which they can then convert into money. Then, there is the Creators Fund, where users receive money from the platform based on the number of views received. More recently, the platform introduced TikTok Shop, where brands and creators can advertise and sell their offerings directly on the platform. Now, TikTok is not only a socialization app, but also an e-commerce one. And you can bet TikTok does make a profit from all of this, with its creative narrative advertising models that range from branded effects to full-screen ads. All in all, TikTok has taken only a few years to achieve what Facebook and Instagram did in a decade. So, do you think TikTok will surpass the two in the near future? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos just like this.